Too many from afar here.
Good morning. Welcome to Northwest, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. I am Jim Moyer. My pronouns are he, him, and I am your worship associate for this morning's service. We welcome R.J. Jones as today's guest speaker. He and his wife Cheryl are a husband and wife team of visual artists and communicators dedicated to making a positive difference in the lives of others. Creating meaningful and impactful messages of enduring value is just one of the ways in which they do this for clients and community. In addition to providing competent, courteous, and consistently high levels of service to their clients and mentees, RJ and Cheryl also give back to the community by teaching free weekly photography classes to adults as well as at-risk Detroit youth here at Northwest on Wednesday evenings. If you are a visitor online and would like Northwest to stay in touch with you, please fill out the visitor form you will see in the chat box. If you are with us here in person, you can fill out a visitor sign-in form out in the atrium. And now please greet your neighbors with a wave from wherever you are, whether you're here in person or online. Now, before we begin the prelude, let's all take a deep breath and settle in to a time of worship.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
We begin our service today with a land acknowledgement. We collectively acknowledge that Northwest Unitarian Universalist Church occupies the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples. In particular, the congregation resides on land ceded in the 1807 Treaty of Detroit. We recognize, support, and advocate for the sovereignty of Michigan's 12 federally recognized Indian nations, for historic indigenous communities in Michigan, for indigenous individuals and communities who live here now, and for those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. By offering this land acknowledgement, we pledge ourselves to justice and repair both with the land and its people. We light our chalice, the symbol of our faith, knowing this morning that many other Unitarian Universalist congregations across this land and around the world are doing the same. We light our chalice with words from Psalm 92. It is a joy to give thanks to the Eternal, to sing thy praise, O thou Most High, to proclaim thy goodness in the morning to the sweet music of the lyre. I sing for joy at all thou hast done.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and truth.
And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our hymn. We're going to have a video of some professionals singing to help us along, but you are allowed to sing too. And it's number 95 in your gray hymnal, There Is More Love Somewhere.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
That hymn is named Biko after the South African activist that died in the apartheid struggles. So I think that's kind of cool that they put his name on the name of the tune. Well, now we're going to be doing our offering. One purpose of a religious community is to encourage all who gather together to grow more generous in spirit and in action. This is the great end of all the world's faith traditions, to bring the human being closer to the divine by acts of creation and compassion. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will mutually support this self-supporting congregation and the shared plate recipient. The Social Justice Committee has selected Stand with Trans Michigan to share 50% of the plate collection in June. Stand with Trans empowers and supports transgender youth and their loved ones. If you would like to donate, you can do so in a variety of ways that are now visible on your screen. For those here in person, we will pass a collection basket for checks and cash. We have another opportunity to sing along with people that know what they're doing. We're going to do hymn number 192 in your gray hymnal. And you're invited to rise in body or spirit and sing along with the actual choir that's on film. This is a
This is one, there we go. Let me make sure I have the right things muted and unmuted. Okay, 192. I will play through the melody once for everyone. Nay, do not grieve, though life be full of sadness. Dawn will not veil its splendor for your grief, nor spring deny their bright appointed beauty. To lotus blossom and a show God leave. Nay, do not pine, though life be marred with trouble. Time will not pause or tarry on its way. Today that seems so long, so strange, so bitter, will soon be some forgotten yesterday. Nay, do not weep, new hopes, new dreams, new faces, joy yet unspent of all the unborn years will prove your heart a traitor to its sorrow and make your eyes unfaithful to
Our reading this morning is attributed to St. Francis of Assisi. Where hate rules, let us bring love. Where sorrow, joy. Let us strive more to comfort others than to be comforted, to understand others than to be understood, to love others more than to be loved, for it is in giving that we receive, and in pardoning that we are pardoned. And now I invite R.J. up for his sermon.
First, I want to thank the congregation, all of you, including Ben and the directors and the board and so forth, for the kindness that you've shown my wife and I, not for a number of years. As mentioned earlier, we teach a photography class, and we teach it here. We've been teaching it here for now, I think, 2 or 3 years. And it's a beautiful experience every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. for dozens of photographers from all over the metro Detroit area, some of which have been coming the whole time we've been here. So you guys and your kindness, your consistency is greatly appreciated, and I definitely wanted to point that out. All right? The second thing I want to say is, it wasn't mentioned, but, and I asked Ben not to use the title Reverend because I haven't used that title in a number of years. But I am an ordained Baptist minister. I've spoken all over the place. I've done revivals and all that good stuff. Come out of a conservative Christian background, really fundamentalist Christian background. Went through some transformations. And to tell you a kind of funny story. While I was going through my spiritual transformations, they were also trying to ordain me, right? So when you get ordained in the Black Baptist Church, they have what is called an ordination council. Ordinarily, they do this prior to your ordination service, okay? But in my case, the pastor thought it wise to do it right before the service. And the reason why he did that is because he knew I was going through quite a spiritual transformation in terms of my belief system and just how I approached the faith in general. And he was a little afraid that those fundamentalist Baptist preachers might have some serious problems with some of my answers. Well, it turns out they gave me a little book, a little black book, and I was supposed to, tell them exactly what this book said. But we got in that meeting right before the service, and I gave them my answers. Truth is, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. My ordination service was almost canceled, but a deceased pastor, Reverend Dr. Samuel Bullock, Jr., somehow convinced those preachers to ordain me that day. But from that moment on, they never invited me to speak. So out the door went my Baptist minister career, just like that. They thought I was too liberal and so forth, and I am quite liberal and open-minded, quite the free thinker myself, and I have my own ideas about faith and religion and stuff like that. So that's why I asked Ben not to, say the whole reverend bit, because it's kind of irrelevant at this point. But that's my background. And then I'm also a musician. I think a lot of you know that. Play keyboards. And I played for churches for years and years and years. And I quit that too in 2011, and we haven't done that since, 2011? So now I just tickle the keys and maybe play a song or two for my wife from time to time. But I will try to sing along with one little song before we leave here today. Now, you can probably already tell this guy has a background as a Baptist minister, so he's probably going to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, which I can do. Everybody who comes on Wednesday can attest to the fact that I can talk, all right? But I'm going to save you that and spare you that experience today. So I brought notes, okay? And so instead of speaking extemporaneously and just going on and on and on, I'm going to stick to my notes. How about that? Y'all like that? Plus, Ben said you got 15 minutes. And I don't think I've ever given a 15-minute homily, a sermon, anywhere in this lifetime. So as we would say in the black church, okay, as we would say in the black church, you pray my strength, okay? Today, we gather to consider the profound and powerfully life-changing concept of black joy. As I stand before you, I am reminded of my own spiritual journey, and in particular, a critically important observation that I made at quite an early stage in my life. Black folk, my folk, tend to embrace and express joy in quite a peculiar way. More often than not, joy is thought of as a spiritual force, or a force that ideally replaces, supplants, and eradicates the sorrows of life. But most black people seem to have a much different understanding. Indeed, my people are known for using the expression joy in sorrow. Can you say that? Joy in sorrow. Can you say that for me? Not and, but in. I-N. Joy in sorrow. My people are known for using the expression joy in sorrow, which no doubt is deeply intriguing and seemingly contradictory. Moreover, black Christians often couple the expression joy in sorrow with expressions like peace in the midst of confusion and hope when you're hopeless. Why such jarring juxtapositions? Why hold such disparate emotions and divergent experiences in such tension? Why seek such balance in life and love when most people think it's better to simply discard one state of affairs in favor of another? Can I have more water, thanks? Or to state the question quite simply, why not joy instead of sorrow rather than what? Joy in sorrow. Why not joy instead of sorrow rather than joy in sorrow? Succinctly stated, I submit to you that the expression joy in sorrow beckons us to seek deeper truths. In fact, to truly grasp the essence of this unique perspective, we must journey into the core of the black experience and confront the harsh realities and struggles that have plagued my people throughout history. Succinctly stated, for far too long, black people have been burdened with the weight of a painful past. Past characterized by the horrors of slavery, the darkness of segregation, and the persistent discrimination and oppression that have marked our existence. Indeed, we continue to endure a long and bitter night of slavery, segregation, discrimination, oppression, deprivation, exclusion, alienation, and rejection in this country. Yet, in the face of such adversity, we have discovered a remarkable strength, a strength that finds expression in the concept of what? Joy in sorrow. Can you say that? Joy in sorrow. Make no mistake about it. Joy in sorrow is not an evasion of our sorrows, nor is it a denial of our struggles. It is not a denial of our pain. It is not a means of escaping harsh reality. Rather, joy in sorrow is a testament to our resilience, our unyielding strength, and our indomitable spirit. It is a refusal to allow mere circumstances to define our existence. We understand that life's trials and tribulations do not extinguish the possibility of joy. On the contrary, they invite us to discover joy in unexpected places, to be surprised by joy by first unearthing it in the depths of our being. Consequently, when we speak of joy, what? In sorrow, we declare that our joy does not depend on the absence of sorrow. Rather, it is a celebration of, does not depend on the absence of sorrow, but is rather a, I need some water and I need to switch. Sorry about that. This computer is doing all kinds of things up here. You want to take this, babe?
What was low tech now?
Pardon me?
Low tech?
Yeah, sometimes I'm a techie, but sometimes tech is just not the way to go, is it? Yeah. Consequently, when we speak of joy, we declare that our joy does not depend on the absence of sorrow. Rather, it is a celebration of life and hope despite our circumstances. It is even an act of defiance against the forces that seek to diminish or outright deny our humanity. It is an embodiment of our faith, an embodiment of our hope, and our unshakable spirit. As such, black joy, or what we call what? Joy in sorrow, is incalculable delight that thrives within and among us, even in the midst of inevitable sorrows, which is to say, it's also a powerful coping mechanism and survival strategy that has sustained our faith, our spirits, and uplifted our souls in face of seemingly incessant and insurmountable obstacles. In the face of such adversity, or in the face of adversity, we choose joy. We choose to find beauty amidst chaos, to embrace love in the midst of hate, and to dance even when the ground beneath us is trembling. Moreover, in the face of systemic racism and oppression, black joy is a revolutionary act. It is an act of resistance, a refusal to let our spirits be crushed, and a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend even the darkest of nights. It is a reminder that our joy is not solely dependent on external circumstances, but on the strength of our internal fortitude. To choose such joy in sorrow is neither an easy choice nor an insignificant one. It is a conscious and courageous decision to resist despair and cultivate a spirit of resilience. Nor is joy in sorrow a superficial facade that merely cloaks our distress, disappointments, and enduring struggles against injustice under shallow and sad happiness. Rather, it is a brave and bold reclamation and reclaiming of our humanity, our agency, our destiny, and our sanity. Now, I must say that this kind of black joy makes anti-black individuals and institutions dangerously uneasy and unstable. Why is this, you say? Well, it has been rightly noted that black joy is a kind of force that recognizes that the terribleness with which we exist is not part of an existential drama, but it is a creation. It is produced by human beings, or some would say it is a social construction. In other words, the lived experience of black joy makes it clear that black folks have been living through hell on this earth, not because of some mythical, metaphysical overlord, but because the real devil is in the details of the anti-black and anti-human social, legal, and political systems under which we have been forced to live. Other black thinkers and writers have expounded on it this way by pointing out in an intellectual or social structure, non-black people form oppressive identities, gather their psychological strength, and build their false sense of superiority from the erroneous belief that black people are inherently inferior to them. And one of the ways in which they test this idea is the ease with which they can cause black people to experience misery. Our misery is the measuring stick of their joy. In other words, white supremacy does not want us to be happy or to celebrate our people, nor no matter where we're from in the diaspora. It wants to break our happiness, break our smiles, break our backs, break our spirits, and break us down like it's tried to do for so many generations. But at the end of the day, black joy will always prevail. It will always prevail because black joy has always been resistance. It has always been resistance. We have endured the brutalities of the colonizers and the slaveholder, the lyncher, the KKK, the alt-right, the overt, covert racists. We have endured for centuries and managed to snatch bits of joy for ourselves. Centuries of ever evolving black music and art, despite our plight, prove that this joy can't be taken. It's even in a black hymn that says, "This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world cannot take it away." This is indeed finding joy in the knowledge of what cannot be stolen, despite what is stolen from us. Consider Harriet Tubman, the former slave turned abolitionist and fearless conductor of the Underground Railroad, who literally navigated treacherous paths to lead black people to liberation. Despite the horrors of the peculiar institution known as American chattel slavery, Tubman found joy in trying to lead our people from slavery to freedom. Consider, too, the inimitable Frederick Douglass. Born into slavery, Douglass became a prominent abolitionist, writer, and speaker. Through his eloquent words and tireless activism, he expressed the sorrow and suffering of enslaved and oppressed people everywhere, while also embracing unconquerable hope and joy in an indefatigable pursuit of freedom and equality. Consider also the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who fought tirelessly for our civil rights in the face of unimaginable hatred and violence. Dr. King's joy did not derive from the absence of the deep sorrow of segregation and lynchings and black poverty, but from the pursuit of justice and a better world in which all people could finally say, I'm free at last. Finally, there's the shining example of Nelson Mandela, South African anti-apartheid revolutionary who, despite having spent nearly 30 years, 3 decades in prison for his activism, became the first black president of South Africa. Nothing, I tell you, could separate Mandela from his spirit of hope, his spirit of forgiveness and determination, truly embodying and exemplifying the idea of joy in what? Joy in sorrow, as Mandela fought for equality and justice. Their extraordinary lives are reminders that black joy is not meant to be hoarded or hidden away, kept to ourselves. It is a gift, a blessing that we must share with one another and with the world. Our joy is contagious, radiating outward and inspiring others to find joy in their own lives. It is a beacon of hope, reminding us all that joy can thrive even in the most arduous and difficult of circumstances. Therefore, let us celebrate black joy. Let us embrace the power of what kind of joy? Joy in sorrow, and the profound strength that it represents. Let us remember that our joy is not diminished by our sorrows, but amplified and augmented and enhanced by our ability to transcend them. Let us share this joy, spreading hope and love and resilience to all who cross our paths. May our joy in sorrow, say that, joy in sorrow, be a testament to our ancestors, a wellspring of inspiration for future generations, and a radiant light in a world yearning for healing. May we continue to find joy in the face of adversity, and may our joy in sorrow become a catalyst for positive change in our communities and beyond. It has been done by many, and it can be done by all. Thank you for listening, and may such what? Joy in sorrow, black joy, be your strength as well. Beautiful song. How can I keep on singing? I think it's on the video.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, the far off hymn that hails a new creation.
No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing?
While all the time the surrounding I learn to love it, no storm can shake my inmost calm. I hear the music ringing, it sounds and echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing?
How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? Keep singing. Keep singing. Keep singing. Keep singing.
Well, that one turned out to be not so easy to sing along. Our words for the extinguishing of the chalice are from Paul Robeson. Sorrow will one day turn to joy. All that breaks the heart and oppresses the soul will one day give place to peace and understanding, and everyone will be free. We have a few announcements to share with you. More information about our events and the congregation are posted in the weekly newsletter and on our website. You are invited to join us for coffee, tea, and light snacks after the service in the multipurpose room. We have a magical musical gala in the Glen coming up Friday this week, the 9th. Come join Adar Shantaris, Nancy Landon, and Mark Denny and friends for an enchanted evening of live music, joy, appetizers, and beverages at the magical musical Gala in the Glen, 6:30 at the home of Nancy and Mark in Southfield. The first half will be performers, and the second half is open mic. Bring your own lawn chair, join in the fun, enjoy music, snacks, and beverages in a beautiful setting, and it's only $20. Payment can be made at the door. Mark will be in the multi-purpose room if you wish to sign up. And Mark is that guy with the beautiful blue shirt in the back here, so seek him out if you want to get involved. Detroit has a large urban farm called the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. It's at 7432 Brush Street in Detroit, and we are inviting families and congregants of all ages to join us for a work day on June 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the farm. That's a Saturday. Sign up is required by June 4. Is that today? Yeah. So we can let the farm know how many are in the group. Wear farm clothes and meet at the site. Finally, Moss-style storytellers are being sought. You're invited to an evening of Moss-style event with the Northwest UU members start sharing true stories from their own lives. The event is Saturday, June 10th at 6:30 p.m. It will be live in person in the multipurpose room and online. Light refreshments will be provided by the membership committee. And now we have a postlude. I've got Peace Like a River, and RJ really likes this one, so he's going to help us sing it.
You're all welcome to sing along as well. We're going to be doing verses 1, 2, 3, and 6, but there's going to be a little breakdown before verse 6.
Testing. Oh, I like that. Louder the better. Yeah, it's just up to everyone.
I've got peace like the river. I've got peace like the river. I've got peace like the river in my soul.
Bye.